All right, so I just got back from watching Caught Stealing, the latest film from legendary, I guess I could call him legendary, or at least well-reputed director Darren Aronofsky, director of such films as Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, I believe, are his two most well-knowns, but he's directed other stuff as well, obviously. And this is his latest film about a ex-baseball player, at least in high school, who could have gone pro, but he had an injury, so he couldn't go pro. And now he is a bartender in New York City in the 90s. His name's Hank, and he cat sits, looks after the cat of his neighbor as he goes back to England, and through a sort of unfortunate situations, gets caught up in crime and, people going after him because they think he's connected to money and drugs and all this sort of stuff, hence the title Caught Stealing. And he's got to navigate the seedy criminal underworld of 1990s New York City. So that's the basic plot. That's what you see in the trailers. And I wasn't too excited for this movie, to be completely honest. The trailers didn't do too much for me. It didn't look bad, but it looked very ordinary and normal. And I kept wondering, with a director like Darren Aronofsky, there's got to be something else to this. Why is he making this movie? I don't feel like this is the type of movie he normally makes. Now, granted, this is the first movie that Darren Aronofsky has made that I have seen. I know, shock and horror, I know. But that's just how things have... I've never gotten around to watching any of his movies, even though I know he has a good reputation amongst film fans. So I knew, there's got to be something else to this movie. Darren Aronofsky's directing it, surely. And without spoiling anything, I will say that there is a little extra something to this movie. And that little extra something made me enjoy the movie a whole lot more than I thought I would. When things go downhill for poor Hank, played by Austin Butler, fairly quickly. And once things start going downhill, the movie gets a lot more interesting, at least for me. The more twists and turns in the plot and what's going on with, Hank's backstory and how he got to where he is, the more of this that is revealed, the more invested I am in him as a character and the movie as a whole. So I would definitely recommend watching this movie if you like the sort of, film genre where it's like, if you like movies, you watch these sort of movies. If you're only a big fan of blockbusters and stuff like that, and you don't really like movies that are unordinary, no, I don't think this movie would be for you. I don't think you would enjoy it that much. But if you are seeking out something that is a little bit, unconventional, this would be a good movie to check out, I think. Now, as far as theater experience go, I actually think this is a decent movie to watch on the big screen. I enjoyed it a lot more, I think, in the theater than I would have if I watched it on streaming. I don't think it's an essential theater movie, but I enjoyed it more because I watched it in the theaters. So I don't think it's something you need to rush out and see because it's in theaters, but if you want to go to the movies, this would be a good option. Again, if you are willing to watch a movie that is a little unordinary and not a straight up comedy or romance or action movie like that. Let's see if there's anything else. I really enjoyed how, and this is a very cliche thing to say, but this movie, it's like New York City is its own character. Darren Aronofsky really did a good job of breathing life into the city, where I felt like I was in a real place while watching this movie. The backgrounds and the people on the street and just every character has a little quirk and stuff like that. I really appreciated that. And also the movie, even from the start, has a little spunk, has a little bit of a comedic edge to it. That I frankly wasn't expecting too much, but this movie can be quite funny, even when things start going downhill in a very serious way. The movie never loses its sense of comedy, which I appreciated. So quite a pleasant surprise from me. Those are my thoughts on Caught Stealing.